Hi everyone, I'm Megan Venanti and this is Rise and Shine, where we look at your soul's evolution. So today's question is a good one. I know a lot of you need it. What is helpful to know about my anxiety? So that's one most people struggle with. And it's interesting because, we had anxiety throughout history, but like in the 80s, we didn't really talk about it, or the 90s, I should say, even in the early 2000s. So it is something that's really developed is the fact that we need to address it. I used to think that I was just incapable of handling a lot of stress, therefore I kept a less stressful life. Nowadays, our society, because of cell phones and this evolving into texting and social media, our stress levels are higher and higher, and our expectations of what we should do, what we should accomplish, what we should be, are all way higher. So let's take a look at our readings, because you don't need to hear me blab on and on. Okay, so our three charms today. Do I have three? Yes. We have the cornucopia, we have a teapot, and we have a computer. So three really good charms to kind of think about. I'd like for you to select one, and then that reading will apply for you. I am going to read for the cornucopia first, and we'll take a look at what's really going on with you. And if you're into decks, this is the Star Tarot by Kathy McClelland. She is a lovely, tiny little person with powerful visions. Okay, and cornucopia. So, it's interesting. If we look at the root of your anxiety, it's feeling like you're not enough, like you have to be successful and that there's so much more you've got to do. And you need to be really okay with where you are. I feel like you're looking outside of you for lots of praise and self-esteem building. And, you've got so many good things in your life, and I really want you to acknowledge with that cornucopia of abundance that you are enough as is right now. And yes, you are on your way to more success. So, but you have to acknowledge what you've already done. And I feel like that's not what you're seeing at the moment. So I really want you to dive in and appreciate the present moment instead of always thinking about the future and where you're headed. Now, subconsciously, I wanted to know how you were actually applying this in your world. And, it's interesting because I feel like some ways your anxiety has been good at helping you to always strive for higher goals and look at the big picture. So there's some good functionality to your anxiety. But I also want you to enjoy the journey because I feel like you just keep getting focused on the long term, and you're also looking for this acknowledgement, this gratification from outside of you. And unfortunately in life, it will never be enough. As humans, what most people really want is for people to go, oh my God, you're so amazing. You're so amazing. I love what you do. I love everything about you. It's not just like, oh, hey, you did a great job. It's like, you're the bomb. And so, and that's really not going to happen. So you've got to give it to you. And that's a hard thing because we raise our children with so much support and so much love and so much, you've got this, you're capable. And then we throw them out in the world and the world doesn't give them that. So now you're out in the real world and you've got to figure out how to do this for you. All right, but remember, you're abundant, you're fruitful, you've got this. Now, how can you relieve yourself of your anxiety? You need to quit being a crazy maker. And you've been doing this some of the time. You just go in and you're creating some chaos for yourself. It's literally drama. And you don't need this drama. It is not helping you, but you have got to change your own behavior and how you handle things and not get so crazy wound up about it, okay? But you can do this. Totally, you can do this. All right. Now, what's the skill you most need to learn to manage this more effectively in the future? Really powerful. You got the Hermit. And so, you know, it's a lifetime of experience. That's one of the things, you know, is that I know you want this now, but it takes a lifetime to get there. And, you know, so part of that is chill out. He's the man on the journey. He's walked the road of life. So you just need to enjoy the journey and know that you're continually working towards that goal. But I want you to give yourself more self-acknowledgement along the way. Permission to have fun, to enjoy the evening out, to enjoy the work that you're doing, not just when it's done, but the process of doing it. That's where the joy in life comes from. And honestly, it pulls your attention away from the anxiety that's in the future of not being enough. It's going to make you present in this moment and happier. So you've definitely, part of this is your soul's challenge today, is to learn to work with your anxiety and master this and harness this and use it to your advantage, which I think you do in a lot of ways. You just have to stop that little crazy drama making that you're throwing in there every now and then. Okay? All right. So that's our cornucopia, people. And I really, you know, honestly, I think that's pretty positive reading for you guys. Like, you really are on a good sense of who you are and what you need to be doing in this world. You just need a little bit of fine tuning on how you outwardly express that. Okay, so next is our teapot people, and let's see what we have for those who like a hot pot of tea. Okay, so, oh, this is interesting. You know, so it's, wow. Okay, you also have a really positive attitude, and you know, I asked, what's the root of your anxiety? And it's kind of loving what you do. So it's not actually a bad thing. You just love to dive in and learn and experience and create and see what's changing and evolving. And that hot pot of tea is about calming yourself down and enjoying it. You know, your subconscious expression of it, also super positive. You're hopeful. You're willing to be vulnerable. You're being in the present moment. You're tapping into your creative, emotional self. And so I feel like anxiety for you is actually a really positive tool in your life. And it's tying right into your creative nature and the things that you love. So definitely not a bad thing for you. So own this. Dang, that is good. Now, if there's any relieving of yourself to do, how to let go of the anxiety, I feel part of this you do in the gym or in exercise. Also, parts of this you give to others. So you delegate responsibilities. And you share this, you communicate, hey, I'm stressed, I need help here. So your capabilities are awesome. And, you know, with this kind of skill set, you can help others with their stress for sure. Because a lot of people struggle in this area, but I feel like you do your homework. I mean, sometimes you might boil to an extreme, but it's not too often. You're getting that pretty well managed at this point. Now, as far as, you know, how can you continually manage this in the future to be more effective? It's about investing in yourself, and I feel like that's something that you're already doing. You're taking the time to figure out what you need. And if you are working a lot and you feel like your stress is coming around your work, I also think that you seem to know how to combat that and to take the time off, to unwind, to de-stress a bit. And also I feel like as you move forward, you create more space so that, you know, it's interesting, like when we meditate, well, prior to meditating, maybe our pot is boiling like up here. So information comes in and it doesn't have any room to land, so it's just bouncing off. But when we meditate, that pot level gets lower and lower, and so information can come in and stay. And the more we meditate, the more that goes down. And so then we can receive even more information. And I feel for you that that is part of your process. Maybe meditation can be something you take on, because I do feel like you've got room to absorb more information, and you're going to get better and better at this over time. So yay for my teapot people. That looks awesome. Okay, now let us take a look at our laptops, the computer laptop. It's open, ready to rock and roll. It's got a little mouse pad. So, you know, it's an effective communicator, organizer, life support system, and it's all about technology. Okay, so now your anxiety levels are more intense, and I want you to consider that a lot of this might be surrounding technology and how that is affecting you. Maybe too much time on the computer, on social media, but also it could be that you're actually technology and the magnetic waves, sorry, that was my corgi, the magnetic waves might be a little too much. So for you, maybe moving away from electrical stuff more often, making sure that things aren't near you at night so that you're sleeping peacefully and not absorbing anything on a subconscious level. So, you know, it's interesting. As far as the root of your anxiety, you just need to make a decision. Like, you got to focus on what's really going to be the best outcome for you. And, you know, I know that right now there's maybe not a good solution, or perhaps the solution that has presented itself really is a disappointment for you, but you need to kind of suck it up and deal with this and not feel stressed from it. Because it's just getting past that. And like, a lot of times once we make the choice, the pain is over, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I can go for it. So I feel like that's part of this for you. Now, as far as subconsciously expressing your anxiety, you're not doing this very pretty right now. So you're gonna have to make some change here. I feel like you're probably struggling with being over controlling about things. You might be shopping and spending too much money right now. Those are things I want you to consider, that you're tapping into the materialistic aspect of yourself to compensate for the anxiety level. That you don't need retail therapy right now. So, but I also want you to acknowledge that you are enough just the way you are. You are pretty enough. You are sexy enough. You have enough clothes to wear. You have a roof over your head. You've got a computer, or you wouldn't be watching me of some kind. Maybe it's a phone, but you've got enough. And so I want you to move out of this sense of lack, because I feel like that's holding you back. And so you need to look at your belief systems about money. Those are super duper duper powerful belief systems. I struggled with them for ages and ages and ages, and probably just, you know, the last 5 or 6 years really made some breakthroughs there. So, you know, be open to that. And how you can change and what your relationship to money is. And that's definitely something you can look more into. People often don't realize, like, they might have negative beliefs about money, but I certainly did. And so therefore I wouldn't allow myself to have any. And once I saw that, it was like, oh, I don't need to believe in that anymore. And then presto, the money just started coming in. So think about that. All right, so how can you begin to relieve yourself? That's interesting. You need to get really comfortable in your own skin. And actually a meditation does come up and hit this. We've got a labyrinth in here. And so this idea of going into the center and coming back out. You've definitely got, you just need to change your mindset. I really feel like you've got this. There's a lot of strength and energy here. It's not hard for you to do this. You just need to shift a little bit, and then you're totally gonna transition into this. And your numbers, I kid you not, are 10, 1, and 2. So you are ending a cycle for yourself and starting a new one. And so this is that launch pad, and I want you to just like dive right into like thinking of yourself in a whole new way and thinking of your anxiety in a whole new way, that this is going to help you, and that you can manage it. Okay, and what you really need to learn about, like, once you effectively learn to manage this, how it's going to help you in the future, is you're just going to be done. Like, you're not going to go back to this way of thinking anymore. You already have tapped into some of the things that you needed to know about your anxiety. And I feel like it's like, enough of that. I am not going to behave in a way that's going to make me suffer. And so you're so ready to outgrow this already. And I think that's awesome and really powerful for you. And I think that, you know, part of this too, I want you to take it from the mindset that it is not sacrifice. Because sometimes, you know, if we look at something as sacrifice, then we're resentful at giving it away. Whether that's, you know, sugar or stress or time. You know, if you see it as something bad, you really won't give it up. And I feel for you that the focus is on, this is so good and I am so ready to change that, like, it's never going to be a problem again. And I think that's awesome. Okay, so that's our computer laptop people, and those are our readings for this week. I hope that you enjoyed them. Let me know if you have any questions, ideas, or thoughts in the comments below, and we'll take a look at them here on Rise and Shine. All right, bye now.